Are you struggling to push your ranks in solo queue?
Defeat.
I'm losing every single game again!
Want to replace your lose streak with the winning streak? These heroes will ensure your history looks like this.
Oh my god! Wow!
And make you that Giga Chair wanted by everyone on their team. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we will look into the monthly best 5 meta heroes from each role. Before jumping into the hero list, let's check out some honorary mentions. Alice. Our bloodthirsty queen, Alice was on rampaging bloodlust, showing her dominance over everyone in the Land of Dawn. Boasting the highest win rate in the Land of Dawn at 59.93%. And a ban rate of whooping 88.57%. Alice sure became a boss lady. When played in the jungle, she was a true menace and would suck your blood like a vampire. And as expected, she received enough in the latest balance adjustments. Check this video out to know what heroes were affected by the balance adjustments. Make sure to use this build on our bloodthirsty queen. Diggy. The tiny little egg breaker has surely put a big bounty on his name in the Land of Dawn. Sitting at the second highest win rate at 56.86% and a ban rate of 47.03%, Digchan is surely becoming a headache for everyone. Rather than being a utility hero for nullifying CC and annoying enemies with his second skill pull effect, he is creating a ruckus with his bombs too. So whenever you see a team with hardcore CC, he will be your safe bet. I recommend using this build on the egg cracker. 1-1. Agile Tiger is back in the league, making her presence known again on the battlefield. She is the hero with the third highest win rate and a mouth-dropping ban rate of 72.21%, which makes her hard to actually grab in the game. She requires a different gameplay style than that of usual marksmen because of her agility from doing jumps from basic attacks. If you are good with her, you can do miraculous plays and turn the tides of the battle easily. Here is the build for being that annoying jumping cat. Fanny. Now this is a hero not everyone can play. She sure demands a good amount of practice and understanding of the game. But if you are good with Fanny, you don't even need to think about it. Start grinding up your Fanny, as in the current meta, she still does wonders due to her extreme mobility and burst potential. And as she is getting a skin soon, you know what that means, right? Yes, she received a damage buff and started hunting down those squishy heroes like you get rid of those mosquitoes at night. Here is the build for you to start hunting mosquitoes. Selena. How can I ignore our worst queen, Selena? I mean, after her latest adjustments, she can even make Lancelot shy in terms of dashes.
What'd I do?
Just go to the office!
What'd I do?
She can flex in roam, mid, and even as a jungler. When you master the art of her arrows, there's no one stopping you from climbing the ladders of ranked matches in mlbb. If you want to see my Selena gameplay in full, you can check this video out on my gaming channel. I have revealed my secret build and tricks there, so make sure to check it out if you love funny and educational gameplay. Now with the honorary mention done, let's move on to our first role, the jungle role. Starting with our Dino Boy, Barretts. If you are looking for a safe, high HP utility jungler, then in the current meta, Dino Boy is your best bet. Does your team lack a frontline and engager? Barretts in the jungle to the rescue. His latest ultimate change turned him into a proper engaging hero. And yeah, his second skill, homing effect, is just now too good, pulling enemies even over wall. His passive change made it easier to maintain stake to be in that big dino form much easier and longer. Here's a secret tip for all my loyal supporters. Use the bushes to your advantage to jump on a target and have them clueless about where you came from and catch them off guard. I mentioned how to adapt to him in this video. Check it out if you are not familiar with his recent changes. And use this build to eat as many enemies as you like. Next on our list is the beat lover Joy. Our naughty little Leonin is a solid pick if you're fast enough with your finger.
What did he say?
If you can time Joy's skills nicely. She is one of the most slippery heroes in mlbb. Despite receiving a cooldown nerf on her ultimate, she can still spam it nicely in the later stages of the game. Her ultimate immunity lets her dive freely to the backline, deal damage and come out unscathed. However, she requires a good amount of practice to build that muscle memory. But if you get the hang of her skills, you can easily dominate your enemies. Here's a tip for you guys. You can use your skill 1 to reset your dashes easily within the time span of her skill 2 cooldown. This can help a lot in abrupt situations where you don't have any targets. Here is your suggested build and emblem. The next solid jungler on our list is Nolan. Do I need to say how good our Rift Master is performing in ranked matches? He is in such a priority this season that I almost see him either banned or picked in every game. And he definitely deserves this treatment. His mobility and damage output are great, with a very fast jungling speed making him a very fast and effective jungler who can rotate around fast and hunt down targets easily. If you have watched this video, then you already know most of the combos of Nolan. But let me give you another simple yet very helpful combo which can increase your jungle clear speed drastically. You can use this 3 rift activation combo easily in your jungle area. Make sure to time your first skill 1.5 seconds prior to your passive, and you can use it again to do the 3 rift activation, dealing more damage. And once you do it enough number of times, you won't even need to look at your passive. Here is the build to make him go into God mode. The next hero making his appearance is Ben. The go-to hero when you are confused about what you should pick. Why? Bruh. He can flex his build, hurt a turn and push turrets like it's the end of the world. True to his name, Ben is Ben for so many heroes in the game. Not only that, but we do know how much bouncing damage his skill 1 can do. If fast trend heroes are not your type, then Ben is a solid pick for you. You can switch between any build you want on Ben according to your situation, which has become his greatest asset over time. For his tip, according to me, you should always keep in mind how to use his passive. You get a passive reset whenever you use your skill on Ben. So try to do a basic attack always after casting a skill to benefit from that extra range more often. Here are his suggested builds in all different situations. You can always switch some items according to the enemy composition. And the last jungler is Granger. If you really love to deal damage from a distance, then a hero perfect for you to play in the jungle is Granger. Unlike other junglers who need to close in distance, Granger deals a ton of damage from a distance, bringing in that range factor. Granger, with his tremendous burst potential, has the capacity to snowball the complete game if you can maintain the position properly. To be the best Granger main, you need to understand the art of farming, not ganking constantly. Once you have your core items, you can start snowballing. For his tip, there isn't much you already know, but as you have watched the video so far, I will give you my secret hack. Use this rotation to get your level 4 very safely and fast. Here is the build and emblems for you to compose your greatest sonata. Now let's move to gold laners. Carry. Our War Machine carry seems to find an indefinite position in the current meta. She has been dominating the battlefield quite easily. Her ability to deal 2 damage with her passive is quite a good point, because of which she can be played with the tank or semi-tank build. And that is what can be seen in the current scenario, with the revamped Brute Force and Thunderbelt in her build set. And for the tip, always use your first skill to slow the target and annoy them, while spamming your second skill as it has really low cooldown. And here's the build to show the power of the War Machine. Ixia. Unlike other marksmen who rely on the team to initiate fight, Ixia can pretty easily initiate using her ultimate and knock back the enemies if they try to catch up to her. With such great abilities and the recent adjustments to her skills, she is a great pick to carry the game. You can easily pick her as her bend rate is not even that high. For the tip, I would always use ultimate range as an advantage to dish out enemies from a safe range and use the second skill before using the first. And for the build, I would suggest this combination of Trinity build. Brody. Our Lonely Star Brody is surely a pen in the current meta. Though being a marksman, his attacks are quite slow, but it hurts like a sting. He can log into a target and move freely, which is a great advantage for him being a marksman. Do remember, his ultimate cooldown is now increased, so use it wisely. His bend rate is quite low, standing at 0.69%, which means you will be able to pick him quite often. For the tip, always try to take advantage of the hero's locking ability and his ability to increase stakes based on the number of targets hit. And here's the build to sting like a bee. Clots. A true god laner will always agree that the best duet is Claude and Dexter. And with the help of basic emblems hybrid region, Clots is excelling in the meta. His popularity stands at 3.49%, which means he is picked quite high. That shows he does have a potential to carry the game. For the tip, try to maintain your stakes at 5, as not only does it increase your movement and attack speed, but also increase your ultimate's damage. Here's a build to steal enemies' win streak. Bruno. The best footballer, Bruno is the last on our gold lane list. He can take down his rivals with just a few basic attacks thanks to his passive, which improves his critical chance. Even after his recent nerfs on his skill 1, he excels with the new Husk Glow. For the tip, I would suggest you to use the double ball trick to increase his critical hits. He has a build to deal critical hits to your enemies. Let's now move to mid laners. Lunox. The adjustment to her passive, which now needs only one skill to switch between order and chaos, was a game-changing tactic, after which she is being seen melting anyone like butter with ease. Because of this, she is mostly being played as a jungler. For the tip, I would say always stay in order form to be safe from unwanted ganks, and before initiating a fight, use your third skill, then dish them out in your chaos form. Here's the build to melt enemies like butter. Nana. The sweet Leonine Nana is morphing everyone with her adjusted second skill. Moonton thought one Molina was not enough, so they added a feature where she turns everyone in Molina in a certain range, giving her an upper hand in team fights. It will be hard to pick her because she is banned almost 20 times in every 100 matches. For the tip, use your second skill first, then the ultimate, followed by the first skill. Here's a build to sweetly slay your enemies. Vexana. The Shimmer of Hope, Vexana is back in the meta with her dirty hands. The faster flying and the widened range of skill 1 with the faster casting of skill 2 was just what she needed to rise from the Necro Cave. Well, that was not enough, as now players are playing her with CD builds to spam her skills, helping her dominate the game. For the tip, I would suggest using your ultimate then using your first and second skill, because this way her knight will have a higher hit rate. And here's the build to easily spam her skills. Sicilian. He is a hero who receives little attention throughout the game, but in the late game, he is the beast. He does huge damage after sticking with his low cooldown skills, and he can kill squishy enemies with only 2 or 3 hits. For the tip, remember he is a hero who relies on the stack and last hitting minions can help you achieve it faster. So focus on that in the early game. Here's the best build which suits his playstyle. Leia. This little witch can deal area of effect damage, move quickly and control crowds. These skills make her a formidable presence in lanes and team battles. The best part is her ultimate, which lets her quickly reposition herself while regenerating her HP. Her lane clearing is so fast that you can easily move around the map like a butterfly. For the tip, use your first skill, then your second skill and aim to target enemy heroes as it will reduce recharging time by 50%. And here's the build to cast your magic in the enemies. Let's now move to the roamer. Minotaur. He is a tank that you don't want to mess with. Not only does he have insane CC abilities but also insane heal. The flicker spell suits his kit so well that makes him a beast. For the tip, don't use your second skill directly but use it after you have ultied as he will recover HP each time he is hit by a basic attack. And here's the build to make your enemy rage quit. Tigreal. Being a tank with a lot of CC and a passive that literally lets him absorb damage makes him one of the best initiators in game. His ultimate alone can change a losing game to a winning one. For the tip, remember to keep a check of your passive before turret diving, as it will help you absorb turret damage. Here's the best build to be a real tank in the game. Angela. Her healing ability allows her to restore health to her teammates, keeping them in fight for longer. Additionally, her massive shield provides a significant defense boost to a target ally, making them more resilient to enemy attacks. Lastly, her immobilization skills can disable enemies, preventing them from fleeing or launching their own attack. For the tip, I would suggest using Holy Crystals, Blood Wings and Oracle to boost the shield you give to your ally. Here's the best build to prevent your teammates from dying. Lita. She is a tank that's a nightmare to every hero with projectile skills. She is very popular due to her ability to block projectiles, stun enemies, and give shields to all allies. She is a great pick in most of the team combinations. For the tip, use your ultimate from the bush and use first skill to engaging with single enemy unit. Here's the best build to truly shine in the game. Matilda. Well, every player knows how helpful her second skill is, as it gives mobility to your ally along with the shield. And with the recent adjustments to her ultimate, which lets you dive into a designated area, directly pushed her as the best support hero. She has a band rate of 20.26%, which shows how worthy she is. For the tip, use your ultimate second phase at the back of the enemies to knock them out or use it to escape a tricky situation. Here's the best build for the best support. Now let's check out the Giga Chad's EXP laners. The first Giga Chad on our list is Arad. Yes, Arad is a solid pick in the current scenes. He is surely annoying because of his multiple blinks from his passive and his ability to CC multiple enemies together and disrupt the team fight. Well, not only that, but he can also be flexed into roam if your team doesn't want, because that's what Chads do, right? As long as you can put your passive marks on your enemies, you can easily close in your distance and annoy the hell out of them with Arad. For his tip, I would recommend using Flicker instead of Petrify to make those surprise final slashes and create havoc in your enemy team's position. Here is the build for our Chad. The next on our list is the Friend Zone Specialist, CC. After her release, CC is showing us how talented she is with her yo-yo maneuvers. A very quick and mobile EXP laner, which is just very hard and rare to find. She is as hard to catch like you struggle to catch your crush's heart.
Emotional damage.
Her continuous damage output is great when her ultimate is used properly. You can easily disrupt the enemy backline as they won't be able to move away from each other. For her tip, I would recommend using Vengeance as battle spell instead of sprint, as it can help you dive in and come out easily in the backline with a higher rate of survival chances. Here is the build to become a friend zone specialist. Moving on, the next hero is the Living Dragon Yuzong. The Living Dragon remains as the go-to choice for all the EXP mains for a long amount of time. The capability to dive into the backline with extremely good survivability is what every EXP laner needs, doesn't it? Yuzong's passive, something when you know how to maintain, is one of the biggest assets to his kit. I don't think what a menace he can be in marking any hero he wants needs any description. And his ultimate, one of the best engage or re-engage skills in the game, is a true game changer. For his tip, I would like to point out that YZ doesn't need spell vamp items like Bloodlust X. Rather than going for a live regen build, go for a Tinker build as you can get loads of HP back from his passive. Here is the Living Dragon's best build. The next hero is the Half-Blood Prince Dyro. Truly one of the heroes who can easily melt tankier enemies with his high HP penetration damage. He can easily be flashed in the jungle too, and we know how strong his early game can be. His lane clear is great, which makes him a very rotating EXP laner. He can do some very satisfying teamfight turnarounds due to his passive. In the current meta, his gameplay fits perfectly. With a semi-tank build, he can be nuisance to the enemy team, making him do good damage and have a decent amount of survivability. For his tip, I would suggest using early game advantage by cutting lanes and upgrading his skill to first to bully your counterpart if they try to stop you. Here is the builds to bully your sister. And the last hero in the EXP lane is Mr. Cyborg Xborg. Xborg is making sure that the Land of Dawn is burning with his flames of retribution. With the recent War Axe and Brute Force breastplate changes, Borg is one of the heroes who can benefit from it immensely. Plus the slow he can put on enemies when equipped with Ice Queen wand is just illegal. Imagine a hero using flames with an ice item to slow you down, just mind-boggling.
Wait, that's illegal. No, it isn't.
He is well suited for the jungle, but according to me, going in with him in the EXP lane with Flicker is also a great option, as you can easily cut down the distance from the enemy is running away with Flicker. For his tip, use this technique. Second skill first, then ultimate to pull them towards your ultimate, giving them less chance of surviving. Here's the build to unleash Hellfire. Are you going to use these heroes in your ranked matches? Which hero do you think is great but couldn't make it to the list? Share your thoughts down below. That will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.